Hello there, good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Shibu John from Toronto, Canada, on the 26th of October 2025. This morning, we are going to meditate from Romans chapter 12 and verse 10. Romans chapter 12 and verse 10. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love, give preference to one another in honor. Our focal point for today's meditation is reflecting God's heart. Were there any situation where the temptation for revenge was almost overwhelming? In the Old Testament, Joseph found himself in such a moment when his brothers who had sold him into slavery stood before him, seeking help. He had the power to take revenge, but instead he chose to test their hearts and see if they had changed. While the brothers went through their trials, Joseph's real test was whether he would act out of bitterness or reflect God's love. And you know what? The situation challenges us to consider how we respond when we hold the upper hand over those who have wronged us. Do we repay hurt with hurt? Or do we choose forgiveness? Joseph's path to reconciliation wasn't easy. It required him to wrestle with his own feelings of anger and betrayal. Yet, his final choice was one of mercy, reflecting God's greater plan for healing and restoration. Have you been tempted to seek revenge? What does this reveal about your heart? Lord Jesus Christ teaches us to love our enemies and forgive those who hurt us. Joseph's situation, or I would say story, is a reminder that forgiveness is often the greater victory. It not only frees the person who wronged us, but it also releases us from the prison of bitterness. Are there people in your life that you need to forgive? Consider how God's grace has been extended to you and how you can extend that same grace to others. Apostle Paul writes of love as a kind of devotion to a sibling. We must love each other with a brotherly affection. The word used here inspired the name of a city in the United States of America, Philadelphia, self-described as the city of brotherly love. So, take a moment to consider on your own relationships. Are there grudges or wounds that still weigh heavily on your heart? Just as Joseph faced the temptation for revenge, you may have moments where anger seems justified, but God calls us to something higher, to forgive as we have been forgiven. So, these days, identify someone you have struggled to forgive and consciously choose to release that bitterness. Pray for the strength to extend grace, knowing that forgiveness will bring you peace and healing. I can assure you that forgiveness will bring us peace and healing. Remember, mercy reflects God's heart, but revenge reflects our pain. Have a very blessed day and God be with you.